said $25 to get your name.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Give me the thumbs up in the back when you're ready. All right. Hey girl. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, greetings and salutations. Good
Greetings and
afternoon.
salutations. Let me say hi to the people in the chat. So first of all, I have what's up, Miss Bowen. Hey, Sylvia, Cam, keep it cute. What's up? What's up? Hey, Gigi Jones. Hey, what's up, Star? Hey, Zara. L Love. Anthony. What's up, Anthony? Hey, Miss Bay Thing. Hey, Soulful Dog. If this is about what I think it is, I have a lot to say. We'll go and get the typing, boo. Hey, Dominique. What's up? What's up? What's up? So first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody, and I want to give a special shout out to my members. And hey, Miriam, how you doing? My members, I want to give you guys a special shout out. And if you will go to the community wall, you guys have the link. So if y'all want to join the conversation, I told y'all, what up, Face? I told y'all that I would open up the platform. I'm not saying for every live, but this is a live that I want to hear from you guys if y'all have something to say. This is going to be an open forum. So if you are a member, you have the link. Y'all, if you want the link, I'll send it to you. So the topic is this. Okay, so earlier today, what's up, movie man? What's up, babes? Earlier today, the EP for Chasing Dallas, he did a live. 3CG, he did a live. And in his live, what's up? Coming to the stage. Watermelon Sugar. Hey, boo. He addressed some concerns, some disappointment, some frustration. Abby, you got any more adjectives you feel like we need to add to that?
No.
Anger is appropriate? I don't want to put words in his mouth. Do you think anger is appropriate?
Anger was appropriate. Frustration, maybe a little misplaced aggression.
Yeah, had some issues with us vloggers, right?
No. Yeah. No.
Don't you listen? That's Young Rich. You know not to pay attention to her. You know that. All roads lead to love and marriage Huntsville for her. You know that. What's up, Young Rich? So from where I was sitting, I was listening, I was driving, and I did engage in a little bit of a conversation with him, but I wasn't able to really say what I wanted to say because I was driving and yada yada yada. So the name of the title is "Damn If We Do and Damn If We Don't," right? Vloggers versus, and I said the talent because I didn't want to single out any one person or show because this is about as a whole. Because some of these frustrations we have, even with larger platforms, right? So, before I go any further, anything you want to, I'm just, throw it in there. Anything you want to say before we get deep into what was said?
In the minutiae of it all.
Minutiae of it all.
Listen, I don't even think it's not bigger platforms. This is it seems like this is a small pond situation where there's no degrees of separation between us and them. So like I don't foresee Ayanla talking about how we review and critique her show. I don't think we would see Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, because we give him the business.
Listen, if anybody need to be mad at me, it need to be Tyler Perry. Okay.
Tyler Perry and Mr. Daniels, because we have been dragging them by their two front feet.
Listen, we have been dragging
about the products that they put out
for 4 weeks straight.
We not even.
Hey, Aaron, what's up, babes? Yeah, we have been dragging our kind of people, and y'all know how I used to drag the hell out of sisters. Y'all know how I used to drag sisters. Okay. So what's up, TTB Network? Listen, TTB, if you want the link, let me know if you want the link. If you want to come up and join the conversation. Because every city gonna send you the link because it's gonna be on your channel anyway.
I did.
Hey, Cameron. So here's the thing. I'm not here to drag. I'm not even here. I really want to have an honest conversation. I did send Reese the link, and I posted it on my Instagram because I wanted people to come up and share what they had to say. Give me the thumbs up when you're ready backstage, babe. All right. Hey, boo.
Hey, Scotty.
Oh, I was gonna take a nap, and then here you come.
When this is over, that's what I'm going to do.
Listen, we're not gonna be here long. There's not gonna be no TTB live. No disrespect. No shade, TTB, but we ain't gonna be here.
Listen, I would just like to say they had me up till 2:30 in the morning last night.
I fell asleep listening to that live last night. Okay. So, and Scotty, you can attest to this because actually what I was getting ready to say is, what everybody was a valid point that with the smaller platforms, there just really is no degree of separation. They have access to us. They can DM us. We DM them. A lot of times we talk to them. They talk to us. We've had them on our platforms. They're very accessible, right? And that's a good thing. It's a blessing and a curse, I guess. But on the larger platforms, and we deal with this with Real Housewives of Potomac. If y'all don't know, we do the whole whether you like it or not panel on the Potomac. And what y'all don't know is generally from Sunday to about Thursday, we are in the group chat talking about comments that subscribers leave under our videos. The subscribers get upset with us over some of our opinions, but I promise you, Candace don't be dropping down.
Wait.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
The noise is back.
Oh, God. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Y'all, I'm talking. Wait a minute, Scotty got a... Scotty said, oh.
The devil is alive.
Listen, I don't know why it does that. My camera be on some... Is it gone?
Yes, it's gone.
All right. So, what is it? So, Scotty, did you catch Reese's live earlier?
I was at work.
Okay. So basically, something happened. I don't know who did it. I don't know what it was, but something happened. He said a review that was done, it was sent to him, and it was very nasty and very crass. And he was just talking about how hard it is. What's up, Jonathan? He was talking about how hard it is taking the comments because the comments can be very personal and very hurtful, and that we use the excuse that it's just our job, we're doing our job. And he was like, but that's not our job. But my argument, I push back, it is my job. It is my job. As a reviewer, I am reviewing the content that you give me. And if in that content, I'm observing, if in that content I'm observing something I don't like, am I not supposed to speak on it?
Yeah, you can. It's all a part. It's all a part of reviewing the show. Now, let me just make this clear when I say this, because people would, just because I'm up here, people would take things and make it into something else. I ain't got no problem with Reese. I really ain't got no
I don't have a
problem with
problem with
I
anybody.
don't
Reese.
have any problem with
But
it.
I do feel like sometimes us reviewers we do get a bad hand sometimes because it's like, okay, you want us to do the review. Cool, I don't mind. I love chasing reality. I love Gemini films. I'm gonna review it because I like the shit. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna review it. I'm gonna
Right.
do my own thing with it. I'm gonna give you what I got with it, like I do with Love and Hip Hop. I look at it like I look at Love and Hip Hop or The Housewives or Growing Up Hip Hop or things like that. That's how I look at it. Now I do find myself kind of watering myself down at times when I'm reviewing the web series because I don't want to offend them,
Right.
but in the same breath, I go in on Love and Hip Hop and the Housewives and Growing Up
And
Hip
you
Hop, but
do.
I can't go and I can't go in on this because somebody might feel away.
And
And
because
I
of that
don't
close proximity.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
don't want to, and I don't want to mess up any type of reports because at the same time, I do interview these people too. So
Right.
sometimes I feel like I have to, I can state my opinion, but I have to find a way to make it a diet coke type of response, if that makes sense. Like
No, I
I'm
understand. No, I
like
understand exactly what you're saying because I have found myself doing the same thing when I'm reviewing the show. Um, I have found myself doing the same thing because again, you do build a rapport, and you don't want to feel like you're tearing people down, but you
yeah.
also have to be fair with what it is that you're seeing on the screen.
Yeah, it's like for me, like sometimes when people get so upset about stuff, it makes me not want to review the show because now I gotta be censored. Now I can't say anything. Now, no matter what I say, somebody gonna get mad.
Right.
Okay, for example, the first time somebody got so pissed about my opinion was during the Come Up New York when I was reviewing it, and Mitch was mad about something that I said. Not that I gave a fuck about him being upset about it because I said what I said. All thing I could do was speak on what I saw, on the show. You know what I mean? I'm interpreting what I'm seeing on the show. So he got
Right.
mad about what I said. And even told Terrence told me this before. He even told Terrence that he didn't necessarily like my reviews because he felt like I was dumping on him. It's not that I was dumping on him. I just felt like he was full of shit, and I said that you was full of shit, and I said what I said, and that's just that on that. Okay. So the next time somebody got upset with me about something that I said, it was on G status, and the person that is the number after three but before five got upset with me about some shit that I said when I really didn't even say anything rude about him because he was at that point he was barely on the show. All I said was he rapped like Silk the Shocker. I still feel like he do. And I even said that he was cute. That's it. I didn't say anything negative. The only thing that I think he really was mad because Jamar and I went to the reunion and y'all knew that we was at the reunion and we was on live and y'all asked what happened. And I said what happened. And after we said what happened, now we get attacked. We didn't say nothing negative about you. We just said that, we just said that you showed your ass. And you did show your ass at the reunion. You did. I said what I said, you showed your ass. So, after that, I did not review that particular show anymore because of that. I feel like I support your brand. I review your brand. You know what I'm saying? I pretty much promote your brand whenever I review the show. And I even interview the people on your show, and that promotes your brand too. So it's like, I should not feel like I'm being completely disrespected like that because some of the stuff that he was saying about me and Jamar in particular was disrespectful. So therefore, I didn't want because the shit that he said about me, I didn't say nothing like that about him. I said you rap like Silk the Shocker, no limit soldier. Yes, I said it, and I said that you were cute, and I said you showed your ass at the reunion. That's all I said. That didn't warrant you to attack me like that.
Right,
So
right. And I'll be
therefore,
honest with you, outside of basketball wives, because I'm gonna just throw basketball wives out of there. Outside of basketball wives, the worst comments that I have gotten came from people on web series that didn't like what I said in my reviews.
mm,
Some of the nastiest things that have been said about me come from the web series people not agreeing with something I said. I'm gonna speak for El Teddy, and he ain't here, but I know that has been a case with him as well. And Abby's here to speak for herself, but I know that happened with Abby. So, like you said, it's a blessing and it's a curse because yes, we can sort of be on the same on the same page, but at the same time, there's a disconnect because it's like, well, as long as we're saying what y'all want to hear, then we good. But the minute it's not going your way, or we're not saying what it is that y'all want to hear, then it's a problem. What's up, TTB? Hey, babe.
What's what's going on?
Well, welcome. I want
what
to
is
open
this?
up the platform. And again, I want to just hear people's honest opinion and honest feedback. I'm gonna say this real quick, and then I'm gonna give you the floor. Soulful Dog, thank you so much. What you said is absolutely very valid. Soulful Dog said, as for Reese, he's coming across as a hypocrite because he clearly understood y'all's position both times y'all interviewed him. And honestly, that's one of my frustrations with what Reese said earlier today, because you talk about how harsh we've been and the comments and how the comments get to you. And that's valid. Your feelings are valid. And I'm never going to tell you that your feelings are wrong. Absolutely not. But we have had you on our platform as the Justice League multiple times. And every time that has come up about people's reviews, El Teddy talked to you about his reviews, and he was even like, I know sometimes I come off kind of harsh. And same thing with giving you the real tea. Both times your response was, oh, y'all just doing y'all job. I understand. I don't pay it no mind. But now it's a whole nother conversation. And the same way you said earlier that we can reach out to you, how about you could have reached out to us? Now, TTB, what you got? What you got to say, babe?
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for having me up here.
No problem. Thanks for coming through.
Second of all, Scotty, pop your shit, boo. We will protect you out here in these streets, okay? They don't want this motherfucking smoke with me, okay?
TTB
That's
said
number.
you fam now.
You good, boo? Okay, really, B. You know what it is? A lot of people were asking me, and I don't have the answer. You only have the answer for this question. They were like, TTB, why did Really B decide not to review Chasing Dallas anymore when it was between what's his name? What's your friend's name? I don't want to get his name wrong. No.
Giving you the real tea.
Boom.
Mhm.
Yeah, when it was between Giving You the Real Tea and Reese G only, why did you feel the need to jump into this fight?
Well, first of all, those same people could have asked me because nobody did, so they must not really
Right.
wanted to know. But I will answer your question, and honestly, really, Soulful Dog kind of just summed it up. So here's the deal, and I'm gonna be honest. This is what happened. Two things. I had two reasons why I decided to stop reviewing the show. My first reason is it wasn't just because Reese made those comments about Terrence, because Terrence can definitely hold his own, and he can defend himself. He don't need me to defend him. My problem was the way in which it was done, because I felt like what was done was sneaky. It was at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if you thought we wasn't gonna find out. I don't know if you thought, whatever. And again, you've had ample opportunity. If you had a problem with Terrence, anything he has said, how many times has Reese been invited to be on our platform and talk to us and interview with us? And so at any point in time, if it was an issue, he could have shared it. My other reason is I also felt like, and this is just me, I also felt like Reese had been kind of throwing some shade at the Justice League. There's been a couple of comments that he made that you know, when you throw a rock, if it hit, it hit. And there's a couple of things he said that I felt like he was throwing a rock at us. And I felt I got hit. You know, he made a comment about, I need everybody to just be honest, even if you friends with people on the cast, you know. And I am cool with some of the people on the show. And then he said something about, well, just because somebody give you a shout out on their, he didn't say show, but he said on their project doesn't mean that you have to be biased towards them. And I felt like that was a direct hit at the Justice League because Markel gave us a shout out on Lovers and Friends. And I just felt like that was a direct hit. Now, he
Okay, well, okay. Let me say this. I ain't friends with none of them, so he ain't talking about me.
right, and I'm speaking for me. I'm not speaking for Scotty. I'm not speaking for Eddie. Because Scotty has other platforms and he does, he has his prelude and all of that. I'm not speaking for Scotty. I'm speaking for me.
Okay, let it be clear now because a lot of the times when we be up here, I get grouped in with certain shit that be
But
going
that's
on,
what
and
I
I
just
ain't
said,
got
not you. I just said that. That's why I'm talking for me. He asked me, I'm answering the question. Aaron, you said why didn't I reach out? I didn't feel because I was still reviewing the show and I was still, in my opinion, being unbiased in my reviews. I don't have no beef with Reese. I'm not mad with Reese. I don't dislike Reese. So I'm reviewing what I see in front of me. That's it. That's all. I didn't feel the need to reach out to Reese because I wasn't pissed off at him. But when those comments were made about Terrence and El Teddy, then I was like, okay. And then he made some other comments about bloggers, and I just felt like, well, if you don't want us to remember review the show, I ain't got to review the show. Because again, it goes back to the title: we damned if we do and we damned if we don't. When we promoting and we saying nice stuff, it's cool. But when we're not saying good things, or when it's not going the way you wanted to go, now it's the bloggers are biased, and the bloggers need to do this, and the bloggers need to do that.
I'll say this. I was gonna say this before TTP came up here, and I just want to make this an example because, like I said, I really don't have an issue with anybody at all. I'm just up here speaking
Right.
speaking on this because I've gone through this before. So I have not gone through this for the Chasing Dallas cast. It might be maybe one or two people on that cast that don't like my shit. Oh well, it's okay. But as far as I only went through this with G Status, and I went through this with the Come Up before. So this is what I'm gonna say. The show that came on at the first quarter of the year, Bill Collective. There was a person on that show that I'm actually friends with, that I've known for most of my life. And guess the hell what? She knew I was reviewing the show, and I told her from the very beginning, listen, I might have to read your ass if you do some fucked up shit, if you say some stupid shit, if your husband say some stupid shit. I'm gonna have to read you and your husband. I'm just telling you that now. So when you see my review, don't get upset. She said, okay, I know you're just doing your job. I know you're doing your job. I know you're doing your job. But when I was going in on that ass, she said she had to stop looking at my shit. So, but she knew at the end of the day, I was gonna have to read her ass the fuck down. I read her and her husband, mainly her husband. I ain't like her husband on the show. But other than that, even she had to get this work, and she's on a network television show. So at the end of the day, I feel like this: if I can read my own damn homegirl, then why is it a problem when I speak my opinion on some of y'all's actions? Now, granted, if you don't like what I'm saying, I'm not off limits either. You could drag me all day, but this is what I have the prelude with Jamar for. We can address some of the things that we've said on my reviews, and sometimes doing the interviews with people can sometimes make you look at the situation differently. Because I know that when we interviewed Tramel, I didn't really have many feelings about him, but after I interviewed him, I'm like, oh, okay,
Right.
I see, and now I look at him a little bit differently. Out of all of these web series and stuff like that, the only people that I could really consider like at least somewhat of a friend or close to a friend is Tramel and Carl. Them the only two, and that was because of Jamar, because Jamar friends with them. So of course, you
Right.
know,
Right.
it
And right. And I mean, it was the same thing with George. Remember, we wasn't really feeling George, and then we had him when we interviewed him, and it was kind of like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? So the interviews make a
well,
difference
y'all
as well.
interviewed him. I wasn't there, and I don't think he liked me too much. Not
It's
that I can, girl, but it's okay.
Do you guys feel as reviewers and I don't know, I'm just asking, do you guys feel as reviewers that sometimes you guys go in too harsh on these people? And maybe not you guys specifically, maybe some reviewers out there. I don't really watch the reviews, so I don't know. Because they say that they feel a type of way, like, you know, you guys come for the way they look, the way they dress.
Well, first of all, I don't come for the way nobody looks, okay? Because people call me ugly all the time, so I can't call nobody else ugly. But, however, I did in the past call Reese Lil Kim because of the wigs he was wearing, but he didn't see nothing wrong with it though. Like he was laughing when I would talk about like the wigs and stuff he was wearing, all this other stuff. So I like for me, if I'm like I throw some playful shade at people, like of course if I think that like look, I'd be like, look now, you know you wrong. But even on the Hot Boys of Houston, I was talking about August and his wig. I didn't say nothing out of bounds, but it was light shade. Like I'm not gonna go all the way because, like I just said, I feel like I cannot go all the way in on them because they're such in close proximity to me.
right.
As far as me going in on Love and Hip Hop or the Housewives. Now I've gotten blocked by some of them bitches on them shows. Cynthia Bailey got me blocked. Tamar got me fucking blocked. Ra Ali got me blocked, and so does Carly Red. A couple of them hoes got me fucking blocked. And I, but it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. So, like I said, I don't, at least from my own understanding, I don't really have those many issues with, I don't think I really had those many issues with the people on the shows that have a problem with my reviews. The only time someone had a problem with something that I said was on G Status and on the Come Up or whatever. But Chase to Dallas or Atlanta, or LA rather, they never had an issue. They just wanted me to fucking interview their ass so they could tell their side of the story, and that's what the fuck I did. So, I
Right.
don't know.
Right. Abby, what you think? Do you feel like because I can only speak for myself. Do you feel like you go in too hard or what do you think?
Now, I would understand if Roman from G Status was mad at me because I called him a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. But I tried this. I tried not to go in as hard. Like I'm a give you the real, but it's with I feel like I have a very auntie mama vibe with whatever it is that I'm saying. I'll be like, hey baby, come on, sit down next to me. I have a couple of things to tell you, and I'm going to give you the truth raw and unfiltered, but then I'm gonna give you a little love on top of it so it doesn't sting as bad. But I really we understand that you're artists and you sensitive about your shit. We get that.
Because I'm thinking about
However,
mine.
every single person who has put something out for public consumption, doesn't matter if it's on TV, on the radio, in a store, it does not matter. Once you put it out there to the public, you have no control over how people react to it. You can't if you want to grow and continue to put things out there, you can't be so sensitive that nobody can say anything to you about anything that you put out for everybody to see.
That's true. And I've had to learn that as well. Like, the more my channel grows at this point, the more people I'm going to get that's going to come for me and talk about me like a dog and all that stuff. Because it was much more fun when I was a smaller fucking YouTuber. But now that I'm growing and getting all these promos on these different web series and all of this other stuff and getting interviews with TTV and all of this other stuff, everybody wants to come for me. So if more people are coming for you, that means you're doing something correctly. If everybody likes you and agrees with you, you ain't doing shit. That's the way I see it.
Period, bestie. Period.
So that's how I see it.
So Terrence,
Period.
I'm sorry. So Terrence, the question, what's up, Star? The question on the floor is, do we think we go in a little too hard in our reviews sometimes? That's the question on the floor. So Terrence, we are having a productive conversation.
Go on, preface it.
Don't come on.
The problem child has arrived, so go on and fix it.
Gone now. And let me say this as a disclaimer. I did send the link to Reese. So I'm not, he is more than welcome to come up. He has the link if he wants to. So this is not we talking about Reese G, and it's not just about Reese G, because if he feel that way, other people may feel that way. We're just having an open conversation about it. Terrence, you have
Okay, wait, Terrence, right before you go, because I can feel my spirit man is saying you about to take us somewhere else. Clyde, we get criticism and shade all the time. Somebody came on to one of the people from the Web Life show called me a stupid bitch because I did not know his name. And I said, I don't know this baby's name and I don't want to call him nothing crazy. So I called him Baby Bottle Pop because I couldn't remember his name. And he got into the comment section offended and because he was a +1 of a uninvited +1 to a party. I
get criticized. Like, baby, listen, I've been getting criticized from the very beginning. Bitch, my grill was fucked up. Like, slices and quarters of watermelons was my fucking teeth, and they was dragging it every time they didn't agree with shit that I said. But now that I got my teeth,
I'd have been all kinds of fat bitches. I mean, I'd have been all kinds of fat bitches. So yes, we get, and that's what I'm saying. People talk about us too. Like I don't
we get talked about.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Terrence.
So I'm never gonna say that we're not supposed to get criticized because we do all the time. Like we review Housewives for God's sake. We're gonna get criticized of drug and red and all types of shit every fucking day. I deal with it all the time. So this ain't nothing. Go ahead,
okay, see, you got the floor, baby.
Well, since I was told to behave, I'm gonna behave. All I'm gonna say, I ain't gonna bring up nobody's name. All I'm gonna say is, for me personally, yes, there have been times where I personally have gone hard on some folk. Majority of the time where I've done that, it has been on Bravo or VH1 or WeTV or something of that sort. When it comes down to this, I try, no matter how much they make me feel, I try so hard to go in, but not go in the way that I really would want to. And I have. There was a time where, like, with the come up, I could be transparent. When they came up with the come up New York, and I went too hard on Chance about him not really having a storyline and using his grandparents for it. And it's like, once I thought about that shit, I said, you know what? That won't cool. It won't that big of a deal and it won't that deep. And then I took down the review and then I did another review where I apologized to him. I apologized to his grandparents, and it was what it was. So the point of the matter is, it all depends on who you dealing with or what y'all got going on. But girl, I appreciate you for having me up here. But I'm about to go on ahead and exit stage left. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. But I will holler at y'all later, girl.
Wait, no, where he going? Why he left? Oh, I see why he left. Never mind. I just see why he left.
Okay.
Hey, Reese.
Mr. Smith, no, we do not punish the whole show for one person. I was attacked by one of the members of Chasing Dallas. He's no longer on the show because he didn't agree with the truth, and he wanted his own narrative. And then all of a sudden, I became one of his greatest haters, and he cussed me and all these other different things and so I just omitted him from my reviews from there on in. I had a little conversation with him. I did a 15-minute live where I had a conversation for that young man, and then I've never mentioned his name again. And when he appeared again in the show, it was like he wasn't there. And I continue to review the show.
What does he mean by punish the whole show for one person? I guess like I said, when I got attacked wrongfully by the number before 3 and after, and the number the number after 3 before 5, when I got attacked by him, and that wasn't warranted at all. All I said was that he rapped like a no limit soldier and that he was cute. That's all I said. And I still don't get why I got attacked, but I stopped reviewing that particular show. As far as like even with the Come Up New York, even though Mitch didn't like me too much, I didn't stop watching the show because of what he said. I never had an issue on Chasing Dallas, Atlanta, nor LA, so I have no reason not to review the show, regardless. So they've been nothing but good to me, like I said already. So that's why I had no reason to not review the shows. Even the come up has been okay with me, so I don't have a reason.
Yeah. The only two shows I stopped reviewing G Status because they decided that it was okay to have non black people calling people niggas, and I wasn't cool with that. And then the producer from G Status got in my comments and was disrespectful, and I was like, I mean, if this is the producer talking to me crazy, then clearly he doesn't want my services. Um, so yeah, Reese, thank you for coming up. And let me preface by saying I do not have a problem with you at all personally. I just want to really understand because I'm confused and I was confused by what you said earlier. So I wanted to open up the platform so we could have an open dialogue and maybe come to some common ground about what it is that y'all are feeling and y'all are seeing versus what it is that we're feeling when we're seeing, and come to some sort of a common ground and understanding. And I thank you for coming up. I appreciate you clicking the link, and I'm gonna give you the platform. I'm gonna give you the floor to say what you would like to say.
You gonna get him the platform or the floor?
Give him the floor.
Can y'all hear me okay? Because this
Yeah, we
AirPod
can.
been kind of tripping. Okay. And I just saw the link. I would have came in a little while ago. So, as I said when I went live today, only thing that I said, and I wasn't speaking about anybody specifically. Only reason I had addressed you when you came into the comments because you were there and you
Right.
had said some things.
Right.
My only issue is when there gets to a point where there are judgments made versus opinions made, and it's not for everybody. It's only for some reviewers or bloggers or vloggers, and that's just not on YouTube when they do their reviews. I'm looking at the entire spectrum. There are people on Facebook that do it. They go live and talk. They go live on Instagram. They go live. People do print stuff and all of this. So this is not just particularly pertaining to just the YouTube space, but I've been seeing in different avenues how everybody thinks that it's okay to be like a shock jock just for the sake of a view or a subscriber or a comment, and it's not good. It's nasty. And then when somebody that is a member of a cast or a content creator responds back, it's World War III. Or when we make a comment back, it's World War III. Like the situation that happened with me and should I say the name? I want to be, respectful.
You can say his name.
Okay.
You know
With giving you the real tea. The thing about that is it's all fun and games when you say things. It's not me being sensitive or anything like that, because I've been taking heat since season 1 of Chasing Dallas. Hell, I even think back when I did the reunion, people didn't like my hair. They were saying that it was ramen noodles, when I was blonde. It doesn't do me no, never mind. So those things, because it's not like it's not that deep for me, but it's like, okay, if you come into a space where you are constantly saying these things about people and then somebody finally says something back, you can't, is it a case of you can dish it but you can't take it, or are you gonna constantly hide behind your platform that you have built, this is your business, and say, I'm just a reviewer, I'm just a vlogger? And that's when it becomes, I get all the, I can only speak for me because I'm just gonna speak for me, but like I said, 2 things that were funny on TTB about giving you the real tea. They were two jokes. That was it. And this was the only time that I had spoken out publicly about something that he said. And then he gave me the video that he gave. He put out the video that he put out. I wish he would have stayed, and I said it on my live, that when people constantly have talked about you and everything, and you have said nothing, and then when you finally say something, there isn't even a clapback, then you get all of this. So it's like, okay, well, did I hurt your feelings when I said what I said? Or is it a clickbait situation? Because a lot of times when people review the shows or even the character of who you are, because I mean, people can say stuff about the audio, people can say stuff about camera angles and all of that, but I'm not going to sit here and say I'm struggling or nothing like that. But this is not something where I have buku cash to do. Other people can say other things. I mean, some people, when they do their productions, they do it a totally different way. I know that when I do mine, I lead a particular way, and I'm trying very, very hard. So those things, as it comes down to critiques about something, it's like I can understand those things. But when you talk about a person's character, or you talk about like who they are as a person, and then you don't give any type of, well, maybe this is or a auntie vibe, or a let me wrap my arms around you vibe after you make your critique or your judgment statement or your opinion with no solution after, that to me is when it becomes a problem. And so that's my only thing, because it's like it just gets to a point where it doesn't have to be nasty when you're making a review, because if people follow you, they like you for your opinion about whatever you're reviewing. They don't necessarily like you for the nasty part. And a lot of people have changed since season 1 of Dallas to season 3 with how they do things, because some people are shock jockey, and I don't support those people. But that was all that I was saying on the live, because I had last night was a lot with TTB. I had some conversations afterwards, and I was just kind of looking through some things and looking through the comments and seeing some stuff, and I'm just like, girl, what when is it gonna come to a time where everybody, if y'all want us to have thick skin, I saw in the comments Markel was saying this is what we sign up for. Yeah, absolutely, this is what we sign up for. But let's not act like when me and him were cool, we were not venting to each other about what people had said about us. So it's not like all of a sudden we got this armor of steel, because the shit that is being said is not pleasant to hear. So everybody can say that after the fact, when it's about when somebody else is on the chopping block. I get that. I'm cool with that. I'm just saying, just be mindful as a person in this space, whether you are a vlogger, podcaster, you do your things in print, you do your podcast on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever, wherever you do it, it's like, and people may do it, people may not do it, but when you give your opinion, or when you speak on content creators or a platform or something like that, sometimes you just have to be mindful of your own technique. If your technique is just to make a judgment statement without a solution, okay, we ain't got to watch you. But when there are multiple people doing the same thing, it comes to a head, and it's like, okay, now wait a minute. Like, are y'all now are y'all really just kind of doing this just to do it, or what's going on? Because this is not helpful. That's all I was saying.
Okay. Well, here's my question. Do you feel like that this is your proving ground? Because as I really want you to understand that as you do more and get bigger, and like you are birthing your own network and things of that nature, and the more people see you, the more people who will have opinions, and not all of those opinions are going to be great. There are people sending death threats to like big stars just for existing. Them people ain't did nothing to them. And they breathe hard, and they be like, why don't you just drop dead? You got to breathe on every breath. That's how you do it. Is that how you give it up now? So for the betterment of you, because I care about you and your mental health and you being successful in this space, I need you to, it's like eating, like my mother says, it's like eating fish. Take the meat and get rid of the bone. Only take in what is going to grow you and make you more successful, and all the other bullshit you got to push it to the side. I don't
Just made me
want
hungry
that
just
stuff
then.
going into you, because that can poison you and take you down. And I know you are meant for greater things. I just don't want like these you being sidetracked or distracted by some people who maybe they ain't got no home training, so they don't know how to act and they only know how to be mean and nasty. And that's what they've built their brand on, and that's what they're famous for. So if you go over there, that's what you're going to get. You can't take on all of that to yourself and take that personally into you. Take in what you need to make you better and get rid of the rest. That's the only way I know how to try and at least help you try and navigate all of this, because people are, just because they are saying things to hurt your feelings doesn't mean that they're going to stop because you stated this hurts my feelings, because not everybody is going to care.
And I'm not saying that it's solely about me, because I mean, I get that season 2 was way worse than what's coming out now, for me at least. It was like, I mean, I totally get that. And I appreciate you for saying that. So thank you for saying that. But now I'm good. Like when it comes around to season, like now where I'm at, I'm good with all the opinions. It's just simply, it doesn't affect me. It's just like, it's irritating. It's just irritating. So I was just venting about it. I'm not saying, and I'm saying, if you're gonna do it that way, just be you all just be mindful. Not saying you in particular, but everybody has to be mindful of the space they take up as a whole. So if you're trying to grow your platform and you're only making these judgment statements, then that I personally don't see that growing your platform, because it has to be well balanced. I don't believe that anybody here has grown their platform without being well balanced, but then you see the ones who have been stagnant, because they give the same thing. And so it's like, okay, well, if you're giving the same thing and you're not trying to change the way that you do things and you're not progressing, and then now it's becoming like a gnat in your face or in your ear, girl, change the way that you're doing stuff, because now you irritate me and you're not growing your business. Like, chill. That's just where I'm at with it. It's not affecting me in particular, because now I can make a joke of it too, but then the jokes that I make of it become like World War fucking 8. So even when I did make a joke about it.
Go ahead, Scott.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I ain't gonna lie to you. If you said I looked like I had an odor, I would have been pissed the fuck off too. I ain't gonna lie to you. But it is what it is, though. It is what it is. I ain't gonna lie. I just had to be honest about that, because I had a lot of things said about me. But one thing a motherfucker cannot say about me is that I stink.
What you say? That's your pet. That's a bridge too far. They can talk about your teeth, but they can't say you stink.
I mean, but is me saying that somebody look like they stink and they cockeyed worse than somebody talking about, I don't know. And I'm just saying this just because of the things that I saw.
I ain't saying nothing is worse than the other. I'm just trying to make light of this shit right about now, because it's all serious. So I'm trying to make light of it, because I'm trying to make light of it when she was giving you the advice, when she said something about some fish, and I really want fish in a salad now that she said that. But at the same time though, it's like as much as, and I'm the type of person that tries to look at things on both ends. You know what I'm saying? I do try to be try to make my judgments very balanced. So I don't know exactly what he said about you that probably made you upset or whatever. But at the same time, it's just a situation where we really can't tell. You can't tell a person how mad to get when they mad or something like that. I think that goes for all of us. Like, if someone says something about me, can't nobody tell me how mad to get, whether or not y'all may think it's that deep or if it's not. Because Ebby and Really B have told me in the past before that it's really not that deep, Scotty. You should not be upset about it. But bitch, I'm still mad. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. I'm still pissed, regardless of what you're saying. So at the same time, you probably feel a way about what he said, And in the same breath, it's kind of like, we couldn't tell you how mad to get about that because we ain't you, so we can't tell you how mad to get about whatever it was that he said. And in the same breath, we can't really tell him how mad he's supposed to get based off
Yeah.
of what you said either. So like somebody said in the comment section,
Mhm.
it's really subjective, to be honest. So
Mhm.
it's like it's a slippery slope, honestly. We really don't know.
Yeah.
We really don't know in what ways we're gonna offend anybody, really.
And when I
Which is
made the
why
statement on TTB, we was all laughing and joking and kikiing because it wasn't that live that we did. It wasn't even about my opinion about anybody. I just made a statement, and everybody literally fell out about it because we overcame in that moment between me and Dre Simber. Shout out to TTB for doing that, but it wasn't like ooh, this is my time to get him. Because I've had multiple times that I could have did that season 2. Because the first time he made a joke about my appearance, everybody loved it and lived for it in the comics, especially the people that were not Team Reese. And so he continued to do that, which I was just like, okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna just stop watching him because it's like now that's a little much. And I hadn't even seen a review of his until I think the last review that I saw was a season 2 something. I don't know if he even did the retreat, and then coming back, it was what was the episode 1 review that I saw that he did, and I was just like,
well,
okay, so it's
I'm
backhanded. Okay, that's cool, but I
I'm
mean,
a
I moved
I'm a
on.
I'm gonna say this though, Reese, like, and I ain't trying to speak for him because he ain't here, and everybody knows that's my dog, whatever. I ain't trying to speak for him, but I will say that in my opinion, this is my opinion. I ain't saying that it's facts, is in the Bible, or none of that shit. But from me looking at his reviews or whatever, and he'll make a joke about something you have on here and there, and he'll be like, "But Reese knows this or whatever. He knows I've said such and such. We've interviewed him in the past. It's not no problem." I think that he was kind of blindsided by your response, I guess, because he genuinely felt as though y'all really didn't have any issues. There wasn't no smoke in the air, there wasn't no beef nowhere. So he probably felt blindsided when you said what you said on TTB. That's the only thing that I can say about it. Because, like I said, he's not here, but just judging by me looking at his shit, he really didn't think that there was a problem. So when you came out and said that or whatever, he probably felt like, oh well, I thought we had no issue. I thought he knew that this is just what it's just a roast and a gag. It ain't really that deep. It ain't
That
that serious.
that's what I thought it was too when I made my comment. It wasn't like
But
I went in on him for 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, it was just like, girl, you really upset about me saying those 2 things when you have said something about me every single time you reviewed a Chasing Dallas, and then you ended with the caveat of, but I ain't got no problem with Reese. Get it. And it's like, okay,
So I'm
but
gonna say this, I'm not gonna speak for Terrence, but I know from where I sat, one of my biggest issues with the situation, and again, you don't have that same luxury because you are the EP and you are representing the brand at a different level. If that had been Trey Howard, excuse me, if that had been if that had been Markel, Scotty, if that had been Markel, if that had been George, that would be different. But it's the EP of the show. And again, we have had you on our platform multiple times, and it's come up. And Terrence and El Teddy have both said, I know I be kind of going in hard on you, Reese. And your response is always, y'all are just doing y'all job. I get it. I'm fine. So now, fast forward a year later, and it's like, but wait a minute, you've been holding on to all of this. Just like you said earlier in your live, y'all can reach out behind the scenes, but you never reached out to us and said, listen, it's getting to be a bit much. And I feel like I hear what you're saying. You're absolutely correct. People throw it at you all the time. You threw it back. You ain't think it was a big deal. But again, it's a little different when you're the executive producer of the show. If you're just a cast member, it hit different. Like Abby said, when a couple of members of Chase and Dallas came for her and made it personal, we moved on. I mean, she said what she had to say. It was addressed, but we continued to review the show. But when the criticism is coming from the EP of the show, it hits a little different. it hits a little different. And for me, I know it hit me a little different because I was like, well, damn, he been holding on to all of that, but we reach out to Reese all the time, and Reese reaches out to us all the time when there's different things that's going on. And now it seemed like you have been holding on to that. And so that's where I'm speaking for me. I can't speak for Terrence. That's where it hit a little different. And I hear what you're saying, and I hear where you're coming from, and I respect your opinion. But from where I'm sitting, I'm just reviewing the show. I'm reviewing what I see in front of me. If the sound is bad, I'm gonna say the sound is bad. And matter of fact, I feel like I've been really nice in my reviews this season because I haven't mentioned none of that. I haven't mentioned anything about the technical stuff. I just talk about the story. I'm talking about what I see. And I know that, again, I feel like that's where for me it's like, but is this a cast member that feel like we coming for them a little hard, or is this the EP?
I mean, that to me, I hear what you're saying. I understand that too. And even for the people in the comments who always give me that, it's not that deep. It really isn't that deep. It was just me cracking a joke. So if I crack a joke, it's like, okay. Because I there was a time where I was taking everything to heart. Y'all remember that time? Armand Wiggins even had something to say about it at one time when I was taking everything to heart. And the one critique that I got that shut all that down was somebody said, I don't remember who it was, Mona Scott Young wouldn't say nothing like this. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, okay, we need to build some thicker skin. And I don't respond about what is said in the reviews. I feel like I can say, well, I don't like how this person reviews. I don't like their reviews because they're negative, just from my perception. I don't see what's so bad about that. And then possibly, well, I can understand, I can see how me making a statement about his appearance is offensive. So I can apologize for that. But at the same time, you don't get a get out of jail free card just because you make the same comments about my appearance. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not offended by what you say, then I don't believe that you should be offended by what I say, especially if it's a cavalier joke about something that you saw with a laugh afterwards, because that's just what it was when we was saying it over there on TTV. I understand that I sit in a different seat, but which is why I stopped doing interviews. I mean, we can have conversations and things like that, like this, but like,
yeah, I was kind of felt the way because you ain't coming to the prelude this season, but that's another story, child.
Oh well, that wasn't on purpose. That wasn't on purpose. I wish it would have been before that, but there's a lot of things going on for me. You know what I'm saying? That it's a lot going on over here. You know what I'm saying? And so everything that I say is a fine-tooth comb. It's going over with a fine-tooth comb, and everything that I say affects everybody. I go live for an example, and I'm going to go ahead and say this. When I go live on my platform, I'm talking about a situation that happened on the show and how it affected me on the show. There are phone calls made and events made that irritate people under the brand. And so that becomes a problem with me because it's always Reese, why did you go live and say that? I'm like, I'm just talking about the show. That's all. I'm just talking about the show like everybody else talking about the show. But see, the person that I'm talking about gets offended because they feel like, oh, you went too far, or you going too deep, or you reading too hard. Excuse me, you reading too hard. When it's like, okay, girl, let me just not. So I don't have to get irritated and hear these things from these people yet again. Because everybody is, but now, honestly speaking, just so y'all know, I really don't care when it comes down to these cast members and what they say, because there's a lot of things that have been said that's going too far this season in particular. So there's definitely going to be a reckoning there. But when it comes down to the reviewers and things like that, what I said about giving you the real tea, I didn't think it was that deep because what he said about me wasn't that deep. It's not like I was harboring feelings or anything like that, because if I was, then it would have came to a point where I would have went to a DM, because I have before. But it was literally just I didn't think before I spoke. I didn't think that it would really affect him that much for a video to be made or his feelings to be hurt, because I literally was not harboring feelings, because I hadn't watched, and this is no shade to him, I hadn't watched a review of his in so long, because I think when I had came onto the round table, I had asked after the fact, I asked YB Cats Me Out. I was like, does he still do stuff with y'all? Because I don't see it, and they can attest to that. And he was like, yeah, he does. And I was like, oh, okay, because I try my best to catch everybody's review, but sometimes I don't. And especially there's some that I just don't watch because I don't want to be blinded or tainted by it. I just so happened to watch his after a long time, and it wasn't even what he said on that one that offended me or anything like that. It was just like, oh, okay, that was a cute read. Moving on, because it was actually pretty light in comparison to. And so when I said what I said on TTV, I just was like, okay, so that really rocked you. Like that's kind of that was a little weird to me, that it was just so deep. Right. that those two comments that I had made that were really just jokes that could have been just a simple read laughed off, like we've always just taken a read and laughed it off. I didn't think it was that deep or it hurt his feelings like that. If he would have expressed that it hurt his feelings, which it probably did, then I could apologize for that, because that's not my intention. But it's like there's a whole rant video. But I mean, hey.
Right. Well, again, I can't speak for T. So let me say this because I have you here. And so what is it that in a perfect world, what is it that you think the review should be in a perfect world?
I believe that there's a way to do a review to still lend your opinion, still do your read, but then still end it off with, you're wanting to see more and see what happened before you really judge a situation. And I think that a lot of reviewers do that very well. Some don't. Some, it's just like, that's their statement, that's how they see it, and that's it. Those are the ones that become these judgment statements. If you have an opinion about, for example, me and Markel's friendship, lack thereof, how it used to be, just from what y'all see, and then you have conversations with one of us behind the scenes, try your best to not use those conversations on the situation that you see on TV as fuel to make your opinion as well. Because then, I'm not going to say it's biased, but just it skews your thought processing when you see it. But I mean, there are people, and I'm not making this a isolated one reviewer, one blogger, one Facebook person, where it's like, I don't like this, Reese, but I think you could have did it this way. There are a lot of y'all that do that. There are a ton of y'all that do that. And then there are some that are just like, I don't like it, you're a bad person. Not saying that's verbatim what's being said, but that's just my only thing. Yeah, that's my only thing, because it's like, okay, you're saying these things, but then you're not giving a solution. And then when it's strictly about us personally, like who we are as people, and then you say that we are these evil, bad people, not saying that's literally what's said, but that's what's being put out. It's like, well, damn, all I did was X, Y, and Z. And this is all that you know. So when I said that people can reach out, well, when I was saying that today on my live, it's like, if you feel that way and you feel strongly about me as a person, then that's when the door is open and you can come and have a conversation like that. That's what I was, maybe that I didn't get to that point earlier, but that's what it is. So my expectancy for the reviewers is to review the shows, is to have their opinions about the shows. But then in the end, when a story comes to a close, because as you guys watch this season, I feel like there are ways that we have given light to particular stories, we close them out and then keep it moving. Then you could say, oh, okay, I like how that went after I see the full thing. But as you're going along, it's a way to say something about it and just, keep it pushing. And some people, I can't say who do that very well, because I think that that would offend some. And then I can't say who don't do that well because that will offend others. But just
Well, I know I don't do it well because that's never my intent. My intent isn't to try to come up with, oh well, I'm looking for. I review what you give me. So you can say me, I'm okay with that because I know I don't do that.
I'm not. I'm not saying that you do it on the latter in a negative way. I believe that, and somebody's gonna shoot me for saying it. I believe that, and this is not me excluding y'all. I got to give all these disclaimers because I know how people do. This is not me excluding anybody else that's not right here on this panel right here. I feel that if there's something that Scotty has a way about delivering his opinion where he just may omit talking about something because he doesn't like it until he has time to speak to that person. Ebony and between Ebony Reviews and Really Be, y'all have a similar way of doing y'all's reviews where it's like y'all have y'all's opinions about it and the cute buzzes, and then y'all wait to see. Y'all make it obvious to the audience that y'all are waiting to see what happens next. You want to see what's coming next. TTB sees both. They take it to where they reach out directly to the people. They have both sides, and then they try their best to bring people on the platform to talk it out, ask the questions, or do the interviews. So I'm not saying that y'all here are on the latter side of the judgment statements. And I'm not saying that this is excluding anybody else, any other blog, reviewer, print, Facebooker, podcaster. This is not saying that anybody else. So please, nobody that's watching this in the comments take offense to it because people do. Not saying that at all. So it's not, my opinion today was not about you Really Be, because I don't know who else, if anybody else here was on the live, but it's like I can't single out certain people because that always comes back to bite me in the ass. Because and then I know something that I have always said that may have seemed like I always lean, because I've been criticized for leaning towards you and Ebby all the time just because of y'all saw there was a time when I had got late at the end of season 2. That was a really, really, really hard time for me. And I feel like I was going live every day from the bed, depressed, sad, and y'all were, if y'all were always there between y'all two, Tequila and Nakia, y'all were always there to give me some inspirational words. Y'all slid in the DM, and it was, I don't know if it was like if one person wasn't there, the other one was tagging in and vice versa, but y'all were always there. So I always have a place in my heart for y'all as people in general. And I've received DMs and backlash for that, which I wasn't going to defend because I'm like, y'all don't know what they done did, you know. Not saying that Scotty don't support, not saying that TTB don't support or anything like that, but y'all have a very special place in my heart because that was outside the show. Because some reviewers only have their opinion while the show is on, but y'all too have continued to follow along with me through Facebook, through other social media platforms where y'all absolutely check in and just be like, hey, how you doing? Because I saw this, or is you gonna be all right because you're going through this or something like that. Like there was that period of time, it was real dark, but I just appreciated that support because literally at that time, that was y'all, my viewers or fans or supporters in that way were literally all I had at that time. And so there will always be a particular level of appreciation from there. Even when, you know, when you had made the post saying that you wasn't going to review anymore, I was okay with that because it was like, to me, and I promise y'all, this is not me being particular about one platform, but to me, when you said that you wasn't going to review, I know what it was for, and I know what it was about, and that was just a business decision from something that you didn't like on a business level between myself and Give You the Real Tea. I totally got that. I didn't take it to heart. I didn't see you any way different because you Really Be TV is always going to have. There's nothing that you could say on a platform about the show that's going to offend me. It may be like, oh, okay, well, that was just, you know, just something, but it's not going to go that deep because I know you were there for me. And that's always going to be how it's going to be because you were there for me on a level that other people haven't. Same thing for Ebby. Y'all were there like, yeah, I don't think that y'all really realize how much I appreciated that because that was a very, very, very tough time for me. And so like, you know, but I understood exactly why you wanted to stop. I that's why I left that comment. It wasn't no PR move. It was just a comment of, you know, a real comment, you know, because I'm like, I mean, girl, that's Renee. That's you know, that's her, you know. I ain't,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
So
and it's not personal. It's not personal at all. It really isn't. No. Yeah. So I just, and again, that's why I say, and that's why, you know, I sent you the link. I wanted to open up the platform because earlier today I was driving and I couldn't really talk like I wanted to, but I did have some stuff I wanted to say because here's this, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna give everybody final words because I'm getting ready to. We ain't gonna be on here. No shade, TTB, but we ain't gonna be here all night. But
Girl, they just be talking, honey. I let them talk, okay? They just be
I know
talking
that's
and talking and
TTB
talking and
said just
talking.
let them talk.
Don't be trying to make it seem like they just be talking. You be here for all the motherfucking
You
mess.
be
I sit
all
on
of
my
it.
lunch
All
break
of
and listen to
it.
that whole
I
damn
do, but
time
you know
y'all
what the
be
gag?
having.
You want to know what the gag is, though? I do, but I done took showers while they're talking.
I
I
know
done.
you have. I can tell.
he
You
done had look, he done had dinner, he done had a whole session,
I leave. I
girl.
literally leave. I just leave, so they could have it.
Until they be like TTB, and he be all the way in the living room watching TV,
right.
and he run
We
back
be
out.
like, what?
Yeah, I know, Like,
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this for myself. I started reviewing because I used to watch reviews. You know what I'm saying? And
mhm.
I was like, well, shoot, I got opinions too. And so that's why I started. And so I'm gonna say this because I don't watch all reviews. There are some reviewers that I love, and there are some, I mean, I can't wait for their review to hit. And there are some reviewers that I just do not watch. Some of the bigger YouTubers, they don't entertain me. You know, maybe
Mhm.
I just don't find them funny. Maybe I think they are too mean, you know, all of the above. So I'm gonna just say this. I hear what you're saying. I feel like you want all of us to be like an Amani Van Zap, where we come up with, you know, we giving advice
Mm.
and all that. Like I feel like, but the reality is, some of us are shock jocks. Some of us
so
are
you
going to give
think?
you
So
some
you
home
think?
cooking.
So you think he want us to be stronger and better?
He wants us to become okay.
No, I mean, I don't. But it's like I guess some of y'all may not see it the way that I may see it because a lot of y'all are friends and things like that, and some people just they make their opinions, and I can always turn my head of it.
Mhm.
I have no problem with turning my head of it, especially from season two. Season two, I was getting woo, I was
Oh
getting
yes, she
fucked
was.
up.
Oh
You was
Season
getting the
two, I
wigs.
was getting fucked up.
You was wearing them
Ooh.
wigs though. You was wearing them wigs though.
I
Right,
asked them
right.
to
That
sing
was a
every
bad. That was a
video.
that was a
I'm
bad
just
decision,
playing.
but I
I'm
was
just
getting it.
playing.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
And it
playing
was
with
like, I mean, but no, those were bad decisions. I get that, but it's like so. That definitely built some a level of strength for me. Because I mean, this world is still new. Well, it's not new now, but at the time, it was still new, and so it was like that's why I stopped defending the show. Like I just stopped defending this. That was a move that I made. I was like, I'm not gonna defend the show anymore because I know I'm working hard at it. Blah 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 blah. I think I said that on like a Facebook thing or something like that. And everybody was like, "Yeah, you should stop doing that because da 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 da." And I was like, "Okay, well, cool. I'm done with that piece." But yeah, I mean, some people can be shock jocks, but I'm like, there's still a way to be a shock jock. If you want to be a Wendy Williams, then be a Wendy Williams. You know, everybody is not supposed to be a Wendy Williams. If you want to be a Joy Behar, if you want to be a Whoopi, if you want to be a Ricky Lake, there's a way.
I was just
There's
about
a
to
way
say that
to
I'm more
accomplish
of a
it.
Ricky Lake, Whoopi Goldberg type of motherfucker. That's what I want to be.
I'm
Right.
Whoopi. I'm Whoopi. Don't do. I'm Whoopi.
That's what I want to be.
you know,
But I'm
yeah,
but I'm
very
gonna
much.
say this though. I'm gonna say this though, because I say this. I say this all the time, but when I review the web series and shit like that, I'm really not coming from a bad place or a negative place at all. Because there's times where I'm going to big your ass up, and then there's going to be a time where I'm going to be like, okay, look, bitch, now you did that fucked up shit, and you need to be called out on it, blah 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 blah. That's just how I do things. But I also, because Jamar and I have the Fruit Loop platform, I always say, if you want to come up, just like TTB does, if you want to come up and give your side and we ask you the hard questions, the fluffy questions, whatever damn questions you want it to be, we're going to ask it. We did the same thing with Eric James. I'm probably one of the few people that actually like Eric James on this show. So when he came up on our platform, we asked him the hard questions. It was some shit I had to call his ass out about when he was up there.
You did.
But
You
did.
I like Eric. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm probably one of the 5% that do. But I had to call him on some shit. So I mean, it's just like it's that's how I do things. It don't matter if I like you or not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna always
Yeah.
do
But
things.
keep in mind, to your point, there are some platforms that don't do that. You know what I'm saying? They may welcome it, but some people are not interviewers and they don't do that. They just, throw the rock, throw the bus, throw the tree, and hide their hand. And that's just it. And so it's like, damn, so you gonna say all this about me, and then I have no way but to rebuttal on my platform. And I'm not just saying that for me. I've seen other people from G Status do it, and it's not even y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's not y'all. It's not the Justice League relatives. You know what I'm saying? It's not everybody in that particular circuit. But I've seen people do those things, and it's like, I'm not the only one. That's kind of like, some of the shit is like, damn, what did I do for you to get that opinion? Or is it just you trying to do it for a click and a view? And then if you say, I'm not doing it for a click and a view, that's my opinion. Well, then it's like, okay, well, now since you're not doing it for a click and a view, I can understand if it was just for your business, but you just being rude. And so then it's like, okay.
But
okay, I'm about to give
because we just you ain't gonna let me finish.
What?
Jesus.
I was getting ready to say, I'm giving, listen, be quiet, Scotty. What I was getting ready to say was, I want to thank Yusef for the cash app. Thank you, Yusef, for the cash app. Now, I'm giving final words. I'm going to go around the room. I'm going to start with Abby, because she's been quiet. I'm going to let Abby give final words, and then I'm going to work my way around.
I thought you was going to let me pray us out. Okay, no. Okay.
Oh, no, well, Abby, you be last. We're going to pray, then Abby, you be last. Then, assalamu alaikum.
Nigga.
You wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna light your ass up on that panel tomorrow.
Could I address a comment in the comments, or we not doing that?
I have a question once you're done addressing the comment.
Okay. I was okay. Yeah, don't address it. Oh Jesus.
So I saw L Teddy said
I knew that was the comment.
This viewer will no longer do the gay web series, and that's unfortunate. It absolutely is unfortunate. I agree with you. It's absolutely unfortunate. And it shouldn't be a situation where you're offended by my opinion of what I said on TTB, if it even shook you as much as it did, because I mean, let's not forget, I've come on panels where he was present as well. All I said was that I feel like his reviews are negative, really negative.
Yeah, no.
And so
your
it had nothing to do with you.
Was a
yeah. L Teddy's reason for I can speak for him when I say that it wasn't about that. It wasn't about that.
It sure wasn't.
He was already saying he wasn't gonna do them no more long before this new season even came out. Because I think Web Life had come out, and I think we were all talking about if we were gonna review it or not. And he was like, "Oh no, I got to do my L Teddy voice. Oh no, I'm not doing any more."
That's the L Teddy voice.
I'm not here for the fuck shit or the fuck the two this season. He said what he said.
He ready to cuss you out, Scotty. Oh, he get ready to cuss you out. Okay.
I know.
Well, I mean, I just saw that comment. I saw
No,
that
I
comment and
appreciate
then
you
I saw
saying
the
that, but
amen.
no, that wasn't it.
You
That
know,
wasn't it.
okay, yeah, I had saw the comment, and I saw somebody, I saw giving you the real tea was in there, and then I was like, okay, so is this a thing? But I don't think it's that deep. Again, if I had hurt his feelings, I apologize for hurting his feelings, but I really didn't think it was something that deep to hurt his feelings. Talking about giving you the real tea when I said what I said on TTV. I mean,
Right.
I looked at me saying what I said is on the same level of what he said. I didn't really. That's why it was just so. It wasn't like a rant where I went in.
Right.
But hey,
Right. TTB, you
sorry.
said you had a question, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask my question. And first of all, thank you guys for having me on your platform. I really appreciate it. I'm just gonna ask this question and drop down and get ready for my date night. But
Oh, date night out.
date night and 5 years strong period. So
Oh,
Damn.
what is the
Everybody
issue?
ain't able for 5 years.
Okay.
Wow.
What
I
is
can't even get
what
the one.
what is the
well,
issue with
that's easy.
Ebby reviews really be? You guys have an issue with Dre Sember. I'm just curious to know what that's about because I didn't know that you guys had an issue.
I don't have no issue with Drake Summer.
No, Dre Simber has an issue with me.
Yeah, I don't have
Oh,
no issue with
So,
Drake
so
Summer.
what happens is that sometimes, well, El Teddy and I were on a live and we were having a conversation and we were talking about Dre Simber, and people do as they do and run back with half information and say, oh, they're on there talking about you, blah, blah, blue, 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 not saying what it is that we were actually saying, which is what I was saying was that just like I want Reese to prosper, I want Dre Simber to prosper. I was trying to figure out what is it that you do? What is it that you got going on? We want to support you. We want you to be better. What is it? Because all we know of you is drama. You got to have something else going on besides you popping off on all these different shows. What is it what is your end goal? What are you trying to do so that we can support you in that? Somebody ran back to him and was like, oh, they on there talking about you. He went on Instagram Live and decided to cuss me and El Teddy out. I went into the Instagram Live and I was like, sir, that's not what happened. It would help if you actually listened to what was said. He apologized, and then I left it right there. Why he doesn't like me now, I don't know if he's still holding on to that or what. But
Oh, okay, and I was confused. Now, Aaron Wilds Out TV in the comments, I see you, ho.
mm.
Maybe if you stay off of Jack, your dusty ass can get it, man, in the first place. Okay.
oh shit.
All right. Stop sucking off randoms, you lazy ass bitch, and keep my name out your mouth, ho. This is why you a comment section girl, and the girls don't invite you nowhere. Okay. All right. Now text me, bitch. Bye. Bye, you guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, need a prayer.
Before we see, it felt like having El Teddy on the panel, didn't it? That last 2 seconds, we might as well have
We was good right up until that last part.
El Teddy up here. Does anybody have any final thoughts before I let Abby pray us on out the room?
I was gonna say something before you cut me the hell off 15 minutes ago. And you
Ooh,
better be glad I still remember what I was gonna say. However, but I got your ass tomorrow on the panel. Just know I got your ass tomorrow on the panel. I'm gonna find a reason to pick at your ass all night tomorrow, just to let you know. However, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing because she wouldn't let me talk until now. But I'm just gonna say this anyway. At the end of the day, like I always say at any given point, we're all at, I guess, semi-public figures. I don't want to call us public figures because I don't want people to think that I think I'm more than what I is. Okay, I'm just gonna say semi-public figures. I'm gonna, every time I open up my mouth, every time I post a video, I'm putting myself out there to be criticized. Hell, y'all play my promo on y'all show in the gays. Stay trying to
And I'm
drag
on
me.
the promo. Hey.
It's always 2 or 3 people up in that damn comment section trying to say that I'm boring and I'm sleepy, but I got almost 27K subscribers and I'm still growing every day. So I want to see you do it. But anyway,
Oh.
um,
Oh.
but anyway, I just want to say that I think that this conversation was a great conversation. I think it was
I think it was a
needed.
good conversation too. And like I
It was,
said, this was not
you still cut me off.
I thought she was done. My bad. Go ahead.
It was needed. It was no hostilities. Everybody, said what they had to say, and I think it was a great thing. But
Mhm.
that's all I'm gonna say because obviously Really B wants me to shut what we call the fuck up, so that's what I'm going to do. Go ahead.
Shut up. I just thought she was done. My bad. Listen,
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Go
I would
ahead,
like to
girl.
say something, just a closer
go
or
ahead. Go
whatever.
ahead.
I mean, I have to say that the reviewers, anybody that reviews the show from any platform, I appreciate y'all because I listen to y'all and y'all help me grow as a producer. I mean, I this season I did focus. I stopped right at the beginning of the season and did a focus group, and there were people that were reviewers of the show or whatnot who had time to actually contribute to that to help with the betterment of the show. So I appreciate y'all thoroughly. I love y'all thoroughly. Whether you review the show, whether you don't review the show, I mean, we still see y'all comments and we still take those things into consideration. And I love everything that y'all give to us. Y'all give yourselves to us, which I appreciate because you don't have to. And everything that is said about the production piece of what y'all wish y'all would have saw, I take it, I write it in my brain, I take it down, and I look forward to trying to accomplish those things for y'all because y'all are viewers too that are wanting to be entertained. And so this was just a overall statement just for anybody that saw the live that I had. It was an overall umbrella statement of what would be nice to see. But I mean, even if it doesn't happen, it's not going to, I mean, I know me personally, I'm not going to directly address specific people. So again, with the giving you the real tea situation, I didn't know that it was going to be felt that way. So I apologize about that. I didn't think it was that deep, but I apologize for that. So I hope that it's received, and that's not me saying something so that he can go back and start back reviewing the show or anything like that. That's just me as a person because that if he was offended that way, that's past the business. Like that's just him. This is me to him as a human. So I just wanted to say that.
All right. If all hearts and minds are on one accord, let's get ready for the benediction by the first lady, pastor, wife, Jonathan. Just go and pray. Just go and pray, girl. Go pray.
Cause she love to pray and shit.
Did you just curse?
Did you just cuss at me? Because I like to.
Did you just say she loved to pray?
Well, first of all, Lord, we pray for Scotty. Because what is wrong? What the hell?
I said it. He know my heart.
Just put a that he know my heart. Go on, just Abby, just pray.
Oh my God. All right. So, dear Heavenly Father, it is once again that we come to you as humbly as we know how, just thanking and praising you for everything that you have done for us, God. God, we are just praying for continued clarity in conversations, dear God, letting people be of their word and standing on what they say, God. We pray for mended relationships. We pray for, why is that funny?
For those that coming on the screen. Let me go off camera.
Sorry.
That would be correct. That is absolutely the church that I attend and worship at. God, we pray for clarity of mind, good mental health, dear God, mended relationships, mended businesses. We pray that everyone can, if not come to a meeting of a mind, just be cordial to each other, dear God. It costs us nothing to be nice. It costs us absolutely nothing to be nice and considerate of each other, dear God. Mended feelings, healed hurts, mend broken hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Help us, God, be nicer to one another. Because some of us is mean and evil and need Jesus to come and touch us on our forehead.
Amen.
Oh,
Amen. Hey,
wow.
Bobo.
Praise the Lord. Oh, okay.
Ooh, Ashande now.
Ooh, shit.
Listen, God, if you do all of these things, we'll be so careful and humble to give your matchless name the praise that it deserves. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
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 But
Hey.
Everybody,
I can't listen. I can't even listen.
please make sure that you are subscribed to all of those that are up here on the screen. Abby Review, Scotty by Nature. And if y'all have not checked out Chasing Dollars, go on over to the Chasing Reality YouTube channel and go on and get caught up. They got 3 seasons over there. And y'all see what it is that we talking about. Okay. Thank everybody, all my guests who came through. I appreciate you guys. I think it was a healthy conversation. And I appreciate the adult conversation that we were able to have. And it is much appreciated. And we're going to move forward and have a great week. Amen.
Yes,
I'm hitting the
amen.
button.
Hit the freaking
Listen.
button.